Hello there, ladies, gentlemen, and miscellaneous Tumblr whatevers. I am Evil Pikachu. I am playing Bless Unleashed on PlayStation 4, and I hate myself for it. To give you an indication of how absolutely dogshit this game is, here's a treasure chest. That's the first time in 3 minutes I've been able to open the fucking thing. Let me put this mildly. If I thought for 1 second that my PlayStation 4's hard drive would survive the process, I would remove it and immerse it in holy water to get the stink of this game off it. It really is appallingly bad. It's boring, poorly designed, obnoxious, unbelievably lacking in modern considerations for an MMO. And, as you can see from that guy trying to phase in and out of existence, it runs like a no-legged dog trying to play fetch. I'm truly baffled as to why this game even exists. So... well, that's not true. I know exactly why it exists. They can pump out a half-assed inferior product and then try to sell everyone a bunch of DLC and suck them out of their money before people get wise. Now... what I'm doing here is a prime example of why this game is absolute cack. As you can see on the right-hand side of your screens, I'm doing a quest called Tools of the Trade. Oh, look at that. I actually get to retrieve this one. Right? Because I retrieved that rake, or pickaxe, whichever one it was I picked up, nobody else can. And you can see there's, what, 20-odd people trying to do the same thing? Do you not get how much of a stupid idea that is, that everyone can see the items and they're in ridiculously limited supply? Why would you do that? Now, in any other MMO, including one that I'm intimately familiar with, stuff like that is essentially sort of mini-instanced, if you will. Like, I can see the rake, but so can everyone else, and everyone gets their own individual rake, in essence. Here, it's all first come, first serve. And as you can see, there are people who just stand there and pick them all up as trolls. Well, some of these people have been here for quite some time. They must have picked up 3 of everything by now. But they just keep doing it, because as long as they're picking it up, nobody else can pick anything up. Now you're starting to see the issue. So, the quest system is completely boring and piss poor. So, completing this quest is a matter of sheer luck. I mean, if I wanted to run around a big empty field, hoping to God I'd find an item that lets me actually do anything, I'd play Fortnite. So, that's what this is. It's Fortnite, but with as a quest. Whose stupid idea was that? MMOs haven't worked that way for a long time, and for good bloody reason. So let's get on to the meat and potatoes of this particular quote-unquote game. As you can see, there's a similar problem with the enemies. Because as soon as they spawn, 400,000 players just rip them apart. And it's again, first come, first served. And even if you do get to fight, it's really boring. It's just hammer on the trigger buttons until something interesting happens. Which it never bloody does. It's not that flashy. It feels slow-paced. Your spells don't feel like they have a lot of impact. So I'm playing as a mage because at present I'm power leveling my black mage in an MMO I'll get onto in a brief moment as a shining example of what video games are supposed to bloody be. Oh look, massive slowdown again. There's a surprise. Look at that. I feel like half a dozen archers peppering these walls with 1,000,000 arrows a second. Now, don't get me wrong, I do understand that when you first start an MMO, you're not supposed to feel like, you know, an absolute god. You're supposed to level up to that stage. But I don't feel like I'm even involved right now. Even when we fight bosses, I'm barely there. More importantly, when you start an MMO, you usually start in a safe zone, a city of some kind. So that you've got a bit of time to explore, get your bearings, meet people, form a guild or whatever, and then you go out on your big adventures. Here, you've got about 5 minutes in a big town where you just run around talking to people and doing the most basic press button to go ahead quests. Oh, he's dead already, never mind. And then you get sent here. This is the essentially the proper starting area where you can finally interact with other players. And it's just garbage. Now, to really hammer it home how utterly woefully designed this is, see how fast the camera's moving? First of all, I had to go into the settings to get it to that. And I'll explain why that's so utterly woeful as soon as I finish fucking up this giant wolf. Ow! I'm pretty sure I was out of his attack range there, so collision detection is something you can add to the ever-growing list of disasters. Oh god, this is dull. You get to do a quick time event during battle, because that's what people wanted, right? Just hold this button down to restore my mana. I don't know what happens if you charge it all the way, if it actually does anything. No, it doesn't. Which raises the question of why that circle appears, if it doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, just hammer the R2 button until the damn thing dies. Boring, boring, boring. But if you're not getting aggroed, you may as well just find a place to stand and then just button mash. Does that sound exciting to you? He always drops the same thing, by the way. I've got like 5 of those gloves already. Apparently there's a treasure chest over here. Let's see if I'm allowed to bloody open it this time. Oh, I am. Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, back to the camera controls. When you first start the game, you're in this dream sequence where you fight off a bunch of demons, right? I assume it's to show you how powerful you'll be if you keep playing this game. You can't change the camera rotation speed during that section. Doesn't sound like too big a deal, right? Yeah, it is, because when you start, the camera rotates like this. That's if you've got it going full tilt. Full right on the analog stick. So... like, nothing about this is good. Now... I hear the defense coming a mile away. It's free to play, so you gotta forgive it. You know what else is free to play? Final Fantasy XIV. All the way up to level 60, all the way through the Heavenswood expansion. Half the game is playable for free now. And it takes up less space on your hard drive than this crap. So, what advantage does this have over 14? And I'm playing a Black Mage in 14, so I know how they handle, and they're a damn sight more fun than this idiot. So, there's more to do, there's more interaction, there's far more in terms of creativity available. Like, even down to character creation. I'm a mage, you know. If you want to be a mage, you're a human or an elf. That's your lot. Now, as far as I'm aware, the only limitation in Final Fantasy XIV and other games of its kind is, at the minute, Vieras can only be female. I think there's... No, I think that's it. Like, maybe I think it's... the big ogre-like creatures, I think they can only be male. I think. Don't hold me to that, I've not checked. I know Vieras can only be female, but there's such a backlash about that it's inevitably going to change in the next patch anyway. So, long story short, I wouldn't recommend this game at any level. There's infinitely superior options at better value points out there. Like, even if you're not into RPGs, if you just want something, if you get a PlayStation 4 for Christmas, although that'd be disappointing because PS5 will be out by then, but you know, some people don't have rich parents, like me. So, oh, look at this. Like, there's already people sneaking shit through the profanity filter. So, if you just want something to play for free on PlayStation 4, like I said, you've got Final Fantasy XIV, you've got, say, Fortnite, Warframe, War Thunder. One particularly relevant example would be Genshin Impact, which is a similar sort of idea to this, only it functions. You know? It's vastly superior. Alright, the gacha system can be a bit look at that. Still can't get a fucking how is it this difficult to get a rake? How? This is an absolute lavatory inferno. It goes beyond toilet fire. We're talking full urinal typhoon here. Do not play this game, not even to give it a look. I've done this so you don't have to. Save yourself the trouble, go and play literally anything else, and that is exactly what I'm going to do right now. I can't take this anymore. I'm going to go and scrub my hard drive and profusely apologise to it for ever exposing it to this absolute toss. So, I'm out. That's it from me. Evil Pikachu out. I will see you in the next one, ladies and gents.